Wow, this is probably going to be the most, for me, the most exciting part of the greenhouse is actually finally going to plant something. I have quite a variety of seeds here that my wife had picked out, my daughter picked out, and I picked out. We've got to figure out which ones. I want to get one that shows, I like something that shows up quick, so it might be something like radishes. I don't know what, something else. We'll see. I'm going to read up on that a little bit, and we're going to plant some. But first, there's a couple things that have to be taken care of to get ready to actually plant. We still need a heat source in here, and so I'm going to go out there and run the ductwork in, and we'll get that working, see what difference it makes in here. There's also some gadgets. I bought some stuff that will tell me air quality. I kind of need to know that. A different thermometer, something a little fancier, not much. But this will be like the control station right here for telling me what conditions are in here, humidity, temperature, and so on. Whew, I'm just excited about this. Broccoli, I mean, I know a lot of people hate kale. I like it if you cook it on the grill. That's really great. What else? There's onions, cantaloupe. Some of the cucumbers. Cucumbers is a definite. I'll have to get some of those started. I think we'll do them in a bucket over here and let them grow on vines, grow up and be up higher. Let them hang. The nice thing I like about a greenhouse is weeding. No weeding. Or at least not much, I don't think. I guess I'll know soon. Also, I have I don't know, 10 or 12 5-gallon buckets full of potting soil. It's been sitting for quite a while, so it's all clumped up. So I have a sifter outside of the greenhouse here. I'm going to sift that and make it nice and fluffy, hopefully for good planting. So let's get to it. I'll go get the ductwork all done. This boot up on top of the wall, right tight to here. I'll pre-drill a few holes in this. Make it a little easier putting it on. And it begins. This is the only definite fixed point. There it is, the start. All right, 2 pieces of duct, and you have to snap these together. It sometimes is a challenge for me. Most people probably just put it together and it's a piece of cake. Oh, that one went well. Whoever invented this way of snapping stuff together was pretty clever. Wow. It never goes that easy. Sheet metal screws in here. They self-tap with my assistance, of course. So I'm going to secure this right here. This ring will rotate, not easily, which is probably good. But I'll put some screws in there, and then I'll turn it, and then I can tie it up pretty easily. What do you think of that? Hopefully it'll stay. There, nice. Good. So it should rotate. Yep. All right, I'll put a level on that and figure some way to tie it across there. Then I have one more length to run into the greenhouse. For now, I'm going to just temporarily hold it up with some wire. I located a screw so I know that it's dead center and it's coming off square, everything looks perfect. All right. It turns really well. So it's pretty close. Probably could drop just a pinch. Perfect. All right. So I'll fix that a little bit firmer. So I made 4 marks with magic marker. Slicing, well, let's see. Hello. Let's see if it works. Boy, it's been a beautiful fall day today. Hey, we got it. All right. That's great. Okay. Nice and snug. Now, if it works, that would be even greater. So the duct is run into the greenhouse. That's great. One thing I had to figure out, and I knew it might be a little tricky, is to get, because it's not directly tied into the furnace, I needed something to channel it. So I on the metal brake just bent that one, and I put it at an angle, because if it went straight, it would come over here and the furnace would just blow by it. So I put it at an angle and I tried that. There wasn't much air coming through. So then I did this addition to bring it, it's within a little over a foot from the furnace. And I made it wider, so it's just a bigger scoop, an air scoop. I think we ought to go in, check it out, and see if it does anything in the greenhouse. All right, I turned the thermostat up. It'll take a couple of minutes, maybe a minute, to get it up to temperature and start blowing heat. So we'll go in the greenhouse and see what it does. That's on a flapper. Let me back up a little bit. It's on a flapper. I can't wait. You better work. I got a lot of time into just this little part. It's amazing how much time it's taken to get to this point. Just building the whole thing, getting it laid out, getting the shelving in. Whew. Okay, anytime. It's getting there. The furnace has to get up to temperature before the blower comes on. Please, I want to see that flapper just phew, straight out. Oh, here it. Whoa! Yes! We have heat. All right, I'll close the greenhouse door. Woohoo! So I'll close the greenhouse door. Hold that heat. All right. Yeah, so you can see how clumpy this potting soil is. Like that. It's going to be hard to plant in that. It's stuff I've had it for a year or two, just sitting, waiting to be used. So I'll run it through this. Oh, that'll be very nice. Do this whole bucket. Oh, feel the dirt it's really moist. I have about 10 buckets like this that'll get me started in growing for sure. So that should give me a really good start for potting soil, for planting. That looks really good. I have a few of these buckets, so I'll just use these for bringing topsoil in there. Let's try that. We'll start with that. The first thing I'm going to plant is radishes. We have the topsoil. We, however, don't have a planter. I'm going to go out and put one together out of lumber so we have something to put it in. Let's do that. So after great research, I found this is spruce or fir. Either one is good. Right, Kaya? Yeah. So I'm going to make all of these. These boxes will fill one shelf inside each, and so then I can put the appropriate plants inside it. All right. Works good to just start the screws first. I'm using 3-inch sheetrock screws. My able assistant. I want to try to make them all look the same, just so it looks kind of nice in there. These particular boxes they're 30 inches overall length and 18 inches width, so it will fit on every shelf that I have in there. Okay, so I'm using, this is where people can probably get after me. I don't know. It's plywood, but I'm going to cover it with plastic. So I Googled it. I looked all over. Everybody said plywood's bad because if the glue and whatnot can come up through into it if you don't protect it or separate it. So I'm using plastic, and I made sure the plastic is, they said it would be fine. So that's the way we're going with that. It will also help the plywood to last a long time. I'm just putting enough on here to hold it because I have to tip this over. I know Maya's going to want to try to chew that. Don't want that to happen, right? Right, puppy? Okay. So I was going to put the good side up, but they both look about the same. So put that on. Nice. And then I'll use 1 5/8" screws for that to secure this. It's going to be quite a bit of weight, so I was going to go just one halfway. I think I'll go with 2, split it in thirds. Hey. Use your inside voice. Okay, that's 1 box. It's probably weighs 10 pounds. By the time I fill this with a potting soil or topsoil, potting soil, going to be fairly heavy. Let's go in and look, see how it fits. All right. So there it is. First dump of potting soil. That's going to take a lot. I expect I'll be going to buy some. I may weigh this. I don't want to overload the shelves either. But we'll see how that looks. That is really nice looking stuff. All right. I think this is it. This is the moment. This is the big time. Yeah. They're not excited. Whoa. Ever read that story of who will help me make the bread? Well, guess what? Well, they chuckle now, but when it's time to harvest and eat a radish, fresh grown, in the off-grid, partially greenhouse, we'll see. Today I'm just going to plant two kinds of vegetables, radish and lettuce. I have a couple packages of radishes, two different types, so they have slightly different directions. They both say plant about a 1/2 inch deep and about a 1 inch spacing or so, which is interesting because then it says when they start coming up, pull out the ones if they're too close together. I guess the feeling is maybe the seeds might not take, I don't know. So these are 4 to 6 days to germinate. I'm going to keep it somewhere around 70 degrees in here. I have a little electric heater. It shouldn't take much to heat this little space, so I might just do that. We still haven't gone off grid, much as I would. Come on, I'm trying to open this package and talk. I'm not usually good at two things. I'm trying to save the package so that I can keep them. I want to keep them organized. I'm going to have those little stickers, and I'm going to mark which one is, or what they are, and the date I planted them, because I just want to track and see how accurate their directions are. So I'm going to dump some of these seeds into my hand. Oh, those are tiny. Talk about having faith of a mustard seed. I think mustard seeds are probably like this size. I don't know. Anyway. So I'm going to just tamp it down a little bit, just to flatten it out. Okay. Hopefully you're not laughing at me. I'm taking one. This is really pretty cool. I'll go back and push those down in. It's about 25 days to maturity. It says the plant will reach about 9 inches high. Oh, whoa. Those guys are just out there playing darts. I mean, I'm planting stuff. You can win this time, Chad. Next time. We're actually heading out on a job site tomorrow. Finally, we're going to. We set up the forms a little while ago, and we're going to. It's going to be a off-grid cabin in the woods kind of setting. No power, so we'll be going solar again. We've done a lot of that lately, it seems like. Wow. This soil is really moist, so I don't think I'm going to I'm going to put it about 3 inches apart. So I won't bore you with sticking all these in. After this, I'll move on to the lettuce. I'm going to do just 2 rows here of radishes, and then I'll read the directions on the lettuce, because I'm not sure if it's a head lettuce or what kind it is. I got to read up on that. One little lone marker. I'm going to have on a pad of paper, I'll have a place to keep track of it, what number 1 is. It's radish and the date it was planted. In another week, hopefully we'll be seeing something coming up out of here. I ran out of time today. I'm going to plant some lettuce. Pretty sure lettuce would be the next thing I want to plant. Wow. These boxes are quite heavy, probably 50 to 60 pounds for this one. That's a kind of a concern to me with these shelves. I will keep watch of it as they crash to the floor. All right. Okay, I'm back another day. This is the next day after I planted these radishes. Planted 3 rows, spaced them well, planted them a 1/2 inch in the ground, and just kind of smoothed it over so it looks good. Next, spring burpless cucumbers, Fairy Morse. This sounds really good. 12-inch dark green slicing type cucumbers that are crisp and bitter free. They are uniformly straight and smooth, and they grow best on a fence or trellis for easy harvest. So that's my goal, is I'm going to plant them and put them down on the floor, or maybe I'll put them up there. I want to leave room for other things, but I'm hoping to grow like vines and things up here for easy harvest and no weeding. So I have a 5-gallon bucket. It's not very pretty. I filled it a little over halfway, 2/3. I'm going to put like 5 or 6 seeds in there. Six is the magic number. And I have this, let's see if you can see that. I just made a container to hold the seeds so that they're organized. I know where I'm at. And I can tell now, like this one, I cut the edge off. This one I ripped it open on the top, but that's fine. We'll put that back in order. So let's take a look at planting seeds. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess they put extra in case some don't germinate or just plain don't make it. So push it in 1/2 inch. Okay, cover those over. Oh, I wonder. Days to germinate, 7 to 14 days. We'll keep those nice and warm. We'll keep them under a grow light. I think for now I'll just set it over there and turn on a light. Ceramic sheetrock screws. Multi-purpose bucket. It's been cleaned out really well though. Just has potting soil in there now. All right. We'll set that there. So these are 11 watts, 9 watts. So it's consuming, these 2 are 20 watts right now. A kilowatt of electricity is about 18 cents here in Vermont. So it's a long ways to hit a kilowatt. That's 1,000 watts. So it's 20 watts per hour. I didn't do the math yet, but so we'll be adding a third one. And it's still not off-grid. We're plugged in to the building. All right, cucumbers, and we have another grow light. Let's move it over a little. Ta-da! These grow lights, they don't give off much heat, but they do give off some. I think, well, I have a gauge. Let me just bring that in and we'll compare how much, because this, once I have 40 or 50 of these going, it's going to give off quite a bit of heat on its own. Let me go get that gauge. This is a gauge for telling temperature of something. You can point it with a laser beam, and wherever it points, it will show the temperature of that within a reasonable distance, 10, 20, 30 feet. I heard about it when I was building a garage for somebody. They brought one of these out to show temperature for some reason. And they use it on engines of cars to tell the temperature, different temperatures of cylinders, to see if one's misfiring or if it's too hot or something. So I'm going to point it at the light. These are two different lights. And then I'll point it at the wall. The wall will give the room temperature, and then this will show what the temperature of the bulb is. And from that, we'll see what the temperature difference is. And with a whole bunch of lights in here, I don't know how many I'll have going, maybe 30 or 40. Once I get fully going, we'll just talk about that. So I'll get you a little bit closer. So I can pull the trigger and it'll just hold the temperature. Let's go. Okay. So this is the wall. Wall temperature is 62.6. Now we'll point it at the light. (92), about 30 degrees. Let's try this one. (97 degrees), so it's over. That one's a little bit hotter. That is 11 watts, that's 9 watts, so I guess that makes sense. In using grow lights, there's a certain reading you should get. I downloaded this app, and it says to build a little thing to put over this for a diffuser, so that when your camera picks it up picks it up correctly. But these lights are supposed to be representing the sun's full spectrum for growing things. So the PPFD, you can see it says here, diffuser required. So I'll put this on my little cap, and that goes away. So right here, there's like the reading. There's quite a few different numbers available. They talk about anywhere from 200 to 400 ppfd. So it's still at only 3.5, but it's not under the grow light. When you go under the grow light, right up close, it's like 700 or 800. So so you want to position it for where the plant will be, or the soil. Right there, it's at 369. So that's in the 200 to 400 range for ppfd. Same with this. 265, 262. So at that height, from there to the soil, that's good for seedlings. It's also getting a little bit of heat. Not really, it's insignificant. So that's an interesting little thing.